Hello everyone, Richard Lewis here with another video, and this time we're going back. We're going back into investigative journalism, I suppose, to a degree, although it didn't really require a lot of investigating on my part. But we're going to go back to a topic that I know we've talked a lot about on this channel, and not through any choice of my own. I think there's more interesting stuff out there to be getting into, but unfortunately, it turns out that the business surrounding skins, especially in CSGO, remains as dirty as Sam. Just horrible time. You're not going to say anything like that. You didn't come in.
Take that on the chin.
Stay down the chin, good man. So I don't know if you've seen all of these like things that happen on Twitter. There's a load of like people, give away, retweet to win a knife. Sometimes players do it because they want to get followers on their stream or they want to raise their brand. You'll see people who are like, Steam traders, and they do it so they can increase their Twitter followers, so they can potentially have more trade options. You see lots of people doing it for a variety of reasons. And one of the ways I've always been able to target if someone is stupid, more often than not, like all the people that flame me for having an opinion about Counter-Strike or whatever, I always check their most recent tweet. And if it's retweet to win this knife, then, I'm not surprised. Let's put it that way. Because a lot of this stuff is too good to be true. And, a lot of these giveaways, they're never actioned upon. And I know this because I get about half a dozen messages a week from people who've been scammed asking if I can do something about it. And this can be from somebody retweeting a giveaway. This can be from somebody that's done a trade deal with them. This can be from a gambling website that's just literally pocketed the skins as soon as they've deposited them. I get dozens and dozens and dozens of these messages every month. And unfortunately, there's not enough time in the day to take on all of these scammers because obviously I think it's reasonable to say you should have enough wherewithal to realize that there are scammers out there. And, like they say, buyer beware, you should be responsible enough to look after your own things. Like, Sam, if I came to your house and offered to sell you some magic beans, in exchange for all your money, you wouldn't fall for that again, would you?
No, not twice, Smith.
Yeah, not twice. Never get you twice, just like George Bush. So anyway, I don't like to do videos about it, but I got to say, there is a black economy around skins that is absolutely disgusting and filthy and does rely on basically deceiving and scamming children. Or young people, I should say. And I got messaged by somebody called the Pringle God on Twitter. And he was typically, I could tell he was typically young. He was very impatient. He kept asking if I was going to do something about it and would I follow it up. And, he caught me at a lunch break and I thought, all right, fine, fuck it. Like, I'll try. So this is the message he sent me. It's in that second album I sent you, Sam. And you'll see here he sent me a message, which is an exchange between somebody called Brandon Tweeper, known on Twitter as @Mr. Tweeper, and he's put a tweet out there where he says, "Hey, I'm doing a limited edition giveaway where if you deposit an item, I give you double its value back." Right? And you can see this actually on his Twitter. And maybe it's better to start with that, Sam. Let me just link you to it. You should be able to see it. It's the second tweet down on his Twitter account. So there it is. And you can see I'm upgrading skins to 2 times the value for free. DM me your trade links. This is what he's doing at the moment. Instant profit. Now, keep in mind, that's a new tweet. He's still doing it after we've had these exchanges, which just shows how shameless he is ultimately. But anyway, back to this message I got sent from the Pringle God. And you can see he says, I'm not some random kid off CSGO Lounge, haha. If I scammed you, I'd be risking $180,000 inventory being trade banned and my site ownership. And the kid goes, true. So I just trade the knife to the bot, and 20 minutes later, I get the offer for a new knife. And he goes, yeah, 20 minutes is just safe to say. It's always much faster. Is it guaranteed to be a knife? And he goes, yeah. And then the kid goes, actually, it doesn't matter. I just want to double it up. And he goes, there's no items in that range. Yeah, there's no items in that range on the bot. So anyway, long story short, the Pringle God puts his item in. He waits 20 minutes. He starts messaging Mr. Tweeper, right? And so, which is, I'm not going to be able to take that name seriously the more and more this goes on. But he messages at Mr. Tweeper, and he says, what's going on? Where's my knife? And then Mr. Tweeper blocks him. And he's not getting a knife, Sam. He's been done. been rinsed. Yeah. Now, I mean, look, again, this is a valuable life lesson. It sounds too good to be true, right? Why some cunt just doubling up your inventory for no reason? It sounds too good to be true. But I don't know, there was something about this kid and the way he was like mega upset, and I could tell he was mega upset. It just spoke to me on a human level, Sam. So I wanted to dig into this stuff. So I messaged Mr. Tweeper out, and I wanted to have a chat with him. And if we go to, I think it's the first album I sent you, and you have a look at the first message here. I said to him, you've been talking to this guy at the Pringle God, and, you blocked him, and you owe him a knife. And he's like, yeah, sure thing, I'll unblock him. And all the while, I'm going back to the Pringle God and saying, yeah, he says he'll talk to you. It's probably just an innocent mistake. Because I'm looking at the account and I'm thinking, he's got, 76, 78,000 Twitter followers. He must be legit. He can't just be scamming people with that many followers. And of course, I'm an idiot because I forget that, retards buy Twitter followers, don't they? That's a thing. Mm-hmm. So that wasn't at the forefront of my mind. I wasn't thinking about it. And 78,000 seems legit for a guy who's giving away skins and stuff. Kids will do anything for skins. It's just like Dairy Lee triangles when I was growing up, right? Yeah. Kids will do anything for the taste of Dairy Lee. Kids will do anything for the sweet, sweet skins. So I'm going back and forth with him. And he answers me and he says, yeah, I remember him. He was spamming me. Definitely wasn't. But I don't even have him blocked. He has me blocked. So that's usually a sign that he's just trying to get shit out of me, just FYI. You sure this guy isn't playing with you? I don't have a DM history with him. Now, what Mr. Tweeper didn't know was the kid had let me log into his Twitter account, right? So I could see he had a fucking DM history with him. He definitely did. And he hadn't unblocked him neither. So I said that to him. I said, I know he isn't playing with me. And then he didn't respond for a while. And I said, all right, then, well, guess I tried to let you do the right thing. So after I said, I tried to let you do the right thing, he got back in touch and we had, a little bit of back and forth. And he basically said, in a roundabout way, I don't care if this kid gets scammed. That's not my problem. And he said, I don't care if this kid got scammed by someone or not. I'm not refunding him for his own stupidity and trading with someone else. But that someone else is him. And during the course of this conversation, he told me he bought the Twitter account. And again, I suppose this is plausible, right? If somebody was using the Twitter account and it was known for trading and you wanted to get in that business and maybe scam people or maybe just get a head start, you would buy the Twitter account from somebody to enable you to do that. And I've heard lots of stories from my time as a tech journalist where, I know that people have sold Twitter accounts. Certain Twitter accounts are desirable for whatever reason. So as you can see here in this exchange, I said, so now you're saying you bought the account and you're not the original Mr. Tweeper. And he goes, I am Mr. Tweeper. I bought it from someone named Mr. Pizar. And then, Sam, it's on now, mate, because he's done a fucking facepalm gif. He's done a facepalm gif at me,
right out.
Well, that's it now. Did you not learn anything about iBuyPower? You can't just call me a lot. And now I'm going hard in the paint. Now I'm going to make you fucking tap. You know what I mean? Don't tell me I'm not doing my fucking research or whatever. So anyway, I basically told him that he scammed the individual. He gave you a knife. You took it and blocked him. And you said in your exchange you had $180,000 inventory you wouldn't risk through getting trade banned. And then obviously I got the kid to unblock him. And anyway, you can see that from the very first message we shot the video, he did say that he had $180,000 inventory. Right? Anyway, he comes back to me. Next message, next set of messages. He goes, lol, I don't have $180,000 inventory and never have. Well, now I've definitely got you having a lie. Because, yeah, you might never have had one, but you've definitely represented that you do, and I've got you saying it. Then he says again, I'll talk with Mr. Pizar, or Pezar, to see if he did it. And then he's like, just Google his name. It seems you're not doing your research. And I said, I've definitely done my research because I've been in this guy's account. You sent messages to this guy. You did say you had $180,000 inventory to get him to trust you. And lots of people are coming forward now. So I'll just make my video, this one, and I'll send my findings to Val, which is happening. by the time you watch this. Thanks. And then I showed him something there. Anyway, so, and that's the message you guys have seen. So basically, who's Mr. Pizar? Because he's now trying to represent that Mr. Pizar as a separate person, a separate individual. Well, you don't have to go too far to find stuff about him on the internet. And somebody certainly have been, there's the thread on HLTV about him. If you type him into Google, there's actually a Imgur album all about him. And saying he's a scammer, this Mr. Pizar. So I'm going to give that to you, Sam, because I didn't give that to you, mate. So this is the other album, and you can see in it there's somebody showing proof of a PayPal transaction, right, to mrpizar@live.com. Guessing that's a throwaway email as it happens, but it does enable us to find the PayPal, which is going to come in very handy, I imagine, moving forward for anyone who's watched this, who's been scammed by this individual, under whatever name he uses, because as you're going to find out, he uses more names. And you can see here, this is the exchange in this album, where he's, this individual who's made this, a guy called Ages, has basically had the same thing happen to him, where he sends the money in exchange for something, says what items am I going to get, sends the money, and then Mr. Pizar blocks him. And you can see at the end, he even blocks him on Steam. So we can't get back to him. So it's all there, right? So so that's what this Mr. Pizar guy's about. If you look at this thing here called on HLTV, he's showing streamers that have advertised a website called Rip Skins, which is created by Mr. Pizar. And this is a description of their interactions with Mr. Pizar. And you can just see there's just a guy, he's just linked to a bunch of reports. And people talking about, there I was gambling, I was going to get the skins, and I didn't get the skins. And here's some image of proof, which, again, you can all look at. He's banned on ESEA for cheating. If you look at his Steam accounts, which will show you, he's got VAC bans. And anyway, on it goes. So I was like, so hang on. This Mr. Pizar guy who owned this account just so happened to be a scammer as well, Sam. Mad coincidence, right?
Oh, must be myth. It's the only way.
Mad coincidence. So I told him I was going to make the video. And we can go back to the conversation that we were having now. And he says, let me know when you post it. I'll just sell this account and move on to my others. And I said, no worries. Good luck with those sites you claim to own as well. Because if you look in his profile, you can see that he says that he used to own Rip Skins. And he also is currently the owner of CSGO Polygon. It's there. It's in his banner on his Twitter. It says in his bio he's the owner of Polygon. His website links to CSGO Polygon as well. So he's representing that he's the owner of CSGO Polygon. So anyway, he says, tell me what your next video is going to be about. I've never seen any of your videos, but I can see the titles. You just report shit nobody cares about. He's really cruising for a bruising now, Sam. He's cruising for a bruising. Shit that people don't care about. My fucking videos. Is he being real here? So I said, tell that to Phantom Lord. Yeah, got him.
Got him.
Yeah. And I said, I'll remove you now so you can't bore me with your attempts at antagonizing me. Take care. And he said, Phantom Lord, lol, you're talking about one of the guys who scams as well. And I said, yeah, I'm familiar with the story. I'm the guy who uncovered it and had him removed from Twitch. Right. So we'll stop it there because I want to bring up Rip Skins as well. So I was like, I mean, how much of a scammer is this guy? How bad can he be? And again, there's another post here about Rip Skins being a fucking scam site. And again, it's been advertised and put out there by, streamers that probably don't know any better. I'm not going to blame the streamers, although I guess you do really have an obligation to know what you're endorsing. I would go far as to say that, because an endorsement from you is a big deal. But so his site, Rip Skins, was a big scam. and it went under, and it doesn't exist anymore. If you type ripskins.com in, fuck you. It just 404s. So this guy's got a long history of scamming. No doubt about it. Now, also, while we're on the subject of streamers, if you look here, I'll give you, let me just find it for you. It turns out that in the past, back when he was under the name Mr. Pizar, he actually got some pretty heavy hitters to vouch for him. Now, if you look here on this picture, unfortunately, there's a COD player called Formal who plays for Optic. Don't know if you're familiar with him. You're more into the college.
I used to play Halo back in the day when I used to be into Halo. He's pretty good.
Right. Well, he's got a pretty big following on Twitter, and this is back at the start of the year in March. He actually tweeted out about Mr. Pizar, because what Mr. Pizar had done is he'd given him $500 worth of skins in exchange for a Twitter endorsement. And I don't know how many followers he had then, but he's got 613,000 right now. So I'm guessing it was close to that amount. Mm-hmm. Certainly over 500,000. So for $500, Optic Formal tweeted out, like, hey, Mr. Pizar's a great guy. Go trade with him. And he's since deleted the tweet, and there's no way of getting an archive for it without the original URL. And I doubt anyone made made one of it. But if you type Optic Formal and Mr. Pizar into a Twitter search, it's just non-stop tweets from people who got scammed, all raging at Optic Formal, right? So you can see one here. It's just an example. Tweeted out a while ago to go follow Mr. Pizar and shit. Well, yeah, I got scammed out of $160. And trust me, there's multiple ones like that. Think about how many people he reached. It's ridiculous. And get this. Right? He's actually even scammed celebrities. Because if you look at the next picture in that gallery, it's only your boy FaZe Jacob.
There he is, Yahim. However you fucking say that name.
I just call him Jacob. I like it. Right? Because there's a UK player called Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob.
And I hope one day they all get mixed up. Unlikely to happen. But this is, I mean, like, Jacob's had, I don't want to say issues with skins gambling and stuff in the past, but certainly it's something he likes to do lots of. Let's put it that way. And he has engaged in it in the past, despite all of the warnings from Valve and everything else. And, when we were investigating all the other stuff we put out on this channel, like the OP skin stuff, he was one of the players who likes to have a beg for skins. He loves a good old skins beg. And you can see here, he tweeted out, he scammed me for a lot of money. I will survive, but do not do the same mistake as I did. Do never buy anything of him, Mr. Pizar.
English is strong too, but we won't comment on that.
No. Right. You get the message. You can see, thanks, and again, more people. Thanks for promoting a scammer Formal, blah, blah, blah. So even Jacob got wrecked. Optic got one over FaZe again.
Got him.
Right? Got him. So this is an account that belonged to a scammer that is now being run by another scammer that has scammed loads of people. So at this point, I'm like, all right, well, this is definitely worth bringing to people's attention, right? It might not be the biggest expose I'm ever going to do, but fuck it. This is, this is worth talking about. This is newsworthy. I want people to know, because I don't like people getting scammed. I think it's bullshit that plebs like this are allowed to operate with impunity. So, let's go back to the conversation. Now, when I mentioned Phantom Lord, he had a bit of a change. He had a bit of a change of heart, Sam. Suddenly wanted to talk, wanted to tell me a story. Now, unfortunately, I have to take everything he says here with a pinch of salt, because he's proven himself to be a liar and he's a scammer for a living. So I'm not going to say this is the absolute truth, but I will share what he had to say. And it just goes to show, this is what I've been saying for ages. Since I started investigating into the skins thing, let me tell you what skins gambling and skins trading is. It is a fucking connected conspiracy to make money out of something Valve have created and the people that want to indulge in those products. All the skins gambling sites had meetings to discuss things like territories, pricing. And certain people, certain big traders, went after other big traders, ruined their reputations, tried to get them trade banned, tried to push them out because they wanted to increase their profit margins and their market share. I'm telling you, this is a RICO case. This is criminal activity on that scale. And unfortunately, all the class action suits that are going through at the moment, they're not going to touch the sides. This is bigger than that. And even a small part of the machinery like this guy, Mr. Pizar, Mr. Tweeper, he, even they have managed to shave off thousands, if not hundreds of thousands from people through dishonest practices, and they've been empowered and enabled to do so by others, by the system that's in place. So anyway, I bring up Phantom Lord, and he wants to talk about him, and he goes, well, you should know the reason why I do what I do, so now he's even admitting to scamming, is because of him. I was one of the largest traders on Steam. I did have a large amount of money. He ruined everything right before he was ruined himself. He tried to expose me for a lot of stuff whenever I hadn't done anything wrong. Every day I had 50 to 100 comments on my profile because of him, and I've got bills to pay and a business that is starting. It sucks. Well, obviously, Sam, I'm not sympathetic, mate. As far as I'm concerned, this guy can stick it right up his ass. I don't give a fuck. But, I want to hear the story, right? So, yeah, why not, right? Why not? Yeah, we'll have a chat then, shall we? So I said, how did he ruin it for you? And he said he started talking shit about me on stream. I even sold a shit ton of stuff to him back when, but I wouldn't sell to him anymore because of some shit he'd said about me. He just went all out. And then, again, I fucked up the order here. Didn't think to correct it. But if you look down on the third picture from the bottom, you can see he sent me screenshots of him trading with Phantom Lord and doing some trades with his storage bots. Now, if he wanted to keep it secret that he was Mr. Pizar, this is the point where he kind of fucked up a little bit. Trust me, Sam, I'm not a stupid man. I did have my suspicions that he was Mr. Pizar all along, but I would have had to prove it, and it was certainly within the realms of possibility that one scammer could have sold a Twitter account to another scammer. Right? So, great job there, right? So he showed me the trades, and then we can go back to... Yeah, you're there. Good. I've just done the guy. So I said, so you are Mr. Pizar. Imagine my surprise. Well, tell me more about the PL stuff. And he said, why? You're already going to fuck me up. That's right, fam. That is right, fam. Indeed. I think you are slime. And he goes, I just sell the account and start over. I can just bot the followers again and continue going. But, I understand your job is to stop this kind of shit. I just don't see what you're wanting to know. The more I tell you, the more I'm screwed. I'm like, depends on what you're telling me and who it's about. I don't understand how Phantom Lord fucked you over, and I'd like to. I'm definitely open to hearing your side, because I'm a super nice guy. Yeah, good cop, bad cop. All in one fucking mother brain. Right? Phantom Lord was on a stream. He was surfing and he ended up saying a bunch of shit about me. So a friend of mine told me to come on and hear it. I came, and the only way he'd let me even talk to him is if I donate. Phantom Lord, what a guy, right? Can you even imagine that, right? I mean, this guy's already making bank, so he decides he's going to, insult somebody on stream. They come and they're like, yeah, can I talk about this and put my side across? And yeah, if you give me money, I will allow you to come on my stream and tell your side for money. It's unreal, isn't it? Phantom Lord, ladies and gentlemen. He refused to respond if I messaged him on Steam, which I had him added. Obviously, we sold the trades between the two. So I continued to donate $5 and had a 2-hour conversation with him. Meanwhile, his whole stream of fans were spamming me with a bunch of random stuff that wasn't even true. Simply because I wouldn't sell to him. He ruined my relationship with just about every buyer and seller I worked with. And now this is plausible because we know Phantom Lord did have a very close relationship with OP Skins, which is the principal area of cashing out, right? That's where people go to cash out. And they even offer multiple ways of doing it. I've got proof. And trust me, when I say I'm back investigating the skins, I'm back, baby. I'm back. We're gonna clean this up. We're gonna clean this shit up once and for all because I've had enough. I've got proof that an OP Skins employee was telling underage people how to cash out, how to get around their own protocols. I've got it in black and white in front of me. So you're going to hear about that soon. But obviously, if your relationship with OP Skins, for example, was ruined, you would be fucked if you were a trader. Not really a lot of options. OP Skins had the market very much cornered. And then it said here, nobody wanted to take the risk with him, just in case, because Phantom Lord had ruined his reputation, even though I had done many transactions with others, such as Sam Alex, remember when he came up, Dave from Skin Arena, Teamer, and Pulse. So I asked him, why would Phantom Lord look to ruin someone's reputation? And obviously, I already know the answer. It's like what I talked about. This is how the business operated. If somebody was a big skins trader and you wanted to be a big skins trader, or you were friends with big skins traders and you wanted them to do you favors, if you had a platform with which you could harm somebody's reputation, then obviously you use it. Obviously you exploit it so you can improve your business. And that's what Phantom Lord seemingly did here. So I said, had you scammed anyone before? And he says he hadn't. And Phantom Lord did that to him because he's a bitch, and I should know that. If he doesn't get his way, he complains and he just messes you up. And I said, that's true. Certainly, I've seen all the evidence. Don't give me attitude, Joris. Percent, not attitude. So how did you know him? And he said, I knew him from gambling with him. I had a lot of history on gambling. I was one of the legends doing large $10,000 bets with him. Later, after that stream, I was banned from CSGO Shuffle for scamming. Whenever I had still even had a huge inventory. That's just bad wording. I'm saying when he had still had a huge inventory. But there's no reason for me to risk that, especially whenever I had the income I had. And that was all under the name Mr. Pizar. But again, let's just explain how this operates. So Phantom Lord obviously ran CSGO Shuffle, and we know, again, this close relationship with OP Skins and some of the people that run, Steam Rep. All of this stuff overlaps. So if somebody of CSGO Shuffle stature, when we see Phantom Lord and people like that having lunch with the owners of OP Skins, if somebody like that makes an allegation that you're a scammer, obviously this is going to spread through the skins trading community and you're going to get banned. I'm not saying I believe this guy that he didn't scam, but I'm saying it just as easily you could rig it if your reputation was big enough, and he could have had all the penalties if he had scammed applied to him, even though he hadn't. So it was all under the name Mr. Pizar, and he says his original name was X Height and Cartavia 64, just before Mr. Pizar. So again, if you've been scammed by any of those two chaps, let me know. Same guy. And he said, Mr. Pizar was the name I built everything up for, and I left the name because of Phantom Lord. And I said, there was a lot of scamming stuff about Mr. Pizar too, though. Was that all after Phantom? And he said, yeah. This is on the next screen. I had to, because I had gotten cleaned on Shuffle, and it all made sense after your video on Shuffle and Phantom. So obviously he was pretending not to know me at the start. I think he probably did see the Phantom Lord video. I find it very hard to believe that somebody in the skins trading business wouldn't know that video. I do find it hard to believe, given the ramifications that it had. So now he's kind of intimating, and again, I'm not sympathetic, but he's kind of intimating that, he got cleaned out on Shuffle. And of course, we'll never know if he was one of the people who actually got wrecked by Phantom Lord rigging the rolls. I mean, we won't know. I'd need to know what dates he bet on. We need to cross-reference it with Skype logs. The Skype logs doesn't even cover the entire history of the site. It could have been going on before, We don't know. We don't know how many times percentages were given over the phone. All we know for sure is that Phantom Lord definitely rigged outcomes on CSGO Shuffle. And so I tell him, you don't have to rob people just because someone might have done it to you. Revolutionary thinking. You've caused the same misery to others that PL did to you, and there can't be any excuses for that. Then he goes, I've got bills to pay. It's not like I'm living in luxury over here, or luxury.
I'm not living in luxury,
I'm not living in a luxury. I can't find a job. I'm trying my best to start up a business. I'm doing any work I can. I can empathize. It doesn't excuse it. And then I asked, did Care ban you? And he goes, I have no clue, but I got banned from Steam Rep for trading with him. So again, there's another Phantom Lord connection. We know Care was also another co-owner of CSGO Shuffle. And I just told him here, since the tweet, I've been getting lots of messages, some of which we've shown you from people who were scammed. And again, I can actually show you a few more. There's some we haven't shown you, so here you go. I'll give you them in order, Sam. Here's another one. All right, there's one there. Bring that up. There's another one. So you can bring that up. And you can see for yourself, what, it's always the same stuff. Hey, you're showing us these pictures and da-da-da. And he's always going, hey, I'm not a random kid on Lounge. I'm not a random kid on Lounge. You can trust me. I'm not just some random kid. Just give me the items. It's 100% safe. And basically, he's just absolutely rinsing everybody. And, I have no idea how much he's actually rinsed people. Because, I looked at his main account on Steam, which we'll bring up now. Mr. Twee. And if you look here, you can see, he's got level 70, 21,435 trades made with 8,704 market transactions, currently 384 items owned in his inventory. And you can see, he's posting stuff on his thing there. Look, artwork showcase, and it's someone counting $50 bills. He's doing screenshots of rare knives and that kind of thing. And he's in groups, CSGO Polygon, of course, which he claims to own. We'll come to that by the end of the video. CSGO Lounge, where else? CSGO Hunt. VAC ban's on record, of course. But he says the VAC ban is from Modern Warfare 2, so... and he says, I don't keep expensive items on this account. I normally use this account just for selling and buying. And he's right, because everyone I spoke to had to trade the items to this bot here, or this Steam account, which at the moment is called BotBot Blue. But in the past, it's been BotBot Pink, BotBot Orange, BotBot Red, BotBot Grey, BotBot... Yeah, it's a good system he's got, And that's where people have been trading their items to. And we've also seen from the Phantom Lord logs, he's used other bots as well for trading. So I'm guessing he has access to a few. So we know that this guy has been doing this for a while. And it's pretty reprehensible what he's doing. So... I said to him, look, man, I'm going to obviously have to still do some shit with this. Appreciate you talking. And he goes, look, to be real with you, I'm 26 years old. So he's a 26-year-old guy doing this. Like, can you even wrap your head around that? At 26, like, your choice of income is scamming kids. It's mad, isn't it? And he goes, what I can offer, right? So now he's trying to bargain with me, right? He's trying to bargain with me. What I can offer is I just close my account and stop this completely. I can link you my other accounts and show you that I closed them as well. Me and you both know that law agencies aren't going to do anything due to virtual items. It's items for a game. Sure, it can be argued as real currency through the direction of OP skins, but that won't change anything. If I close all of this, end it now, nothing further happens. And I told him, actually, I've been working with law enforcement agencies about several of these sites right now. And not just for gambling, but for scamming. And I know they do take it seriously. And that's not to say when you take PayPal payments from somebody and then don't deliver your end, that's also scamming. That's very illegal. There's nowhere to hide. Oh, but it was for a virtual item. Yeah, it was real fucking money you took. So yeah, you're not going to get away with that shit. And he said, I'm not a site though. I'm not listed under any corporation or business name. Nothing is made through PayPal payments. And then I said, tell me about the sites and the relationship with the streamers you had. That interests me. He said, I'm sure that interests me. I think he means you. But the fact that you just told me you're going to continue with all this just makes me not want to tell you anything. I'd like it if I'd be able to tell you the rest, close the account, and everything here is dropped. So he then links me to all his other accounts. He's saying he will close the account. So these are the following scam accounts this guy uses. If you've been scammed by any of these, it's all this guy. It's all this one dude. CSGO free items. I mean, that screams scam to me.
Yeah, everybody falls for that one. Fair dues.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. You deserve it. Like. At CSGO free items. At CSGO upgrades. That's still a bit ridiculous, isn't it? At Dirty Ape CS. I don't even know what that is.
So,
yeah, you love that one, don't you?
No reason.
Dirty Ape. At Skin Forge as well. And he also says, at CSGO Villain is also my account. But that's a legitimate business I'm trying to start up. Unlucky, mate. That's fucked, right? That's fucked in the face right now, like. So, yeah, that's going nowhere. I'm not going to allow that to go anywhere. It's also my account. That's a legitimate business I'm trying to start up. And honestly, I've not even gotten dozens. I've gotten like maybe $1,200, $1,400 maybe. It's all predicated on lies and crime, though, isn't it? So, yeah, fuck you. And he said that's over a period of 2 months. And I also have, like, no real followers. My retweets are fake from a site. It does 3 tweets of mine per day. And my followers. I'm guessing he means that my followers are fake as well. I don't think I'm as big as you think I am. I've just been fucked over so many times that I decided to fuck people over myself. I already offered to close all of this and end it now. And then I asked, hang on, says in your bio that you own Polygon, right? Because he does claim that. And he goes, obviously not. If I own Polygon, I wouldn't be on Twitter. Lol. I don't know what that means. Lol. I don't know what that means, though, mate. What does he mean he wouldn't be on Twitter? What does he mean? Like, what?
Fuck knows. I think he means he wouldn't be scamming people on Twitter, I guess.
Maybe.
He'd be scamming people through a site instead. Way better.
And I said, so who does? Because you do a lot for them, he seems. And he does. He's tweeting all the time about CSGO Polygon. So if he doesn't own them, Polygon must know he's doing this and must see his bio and be like, yeah, hang on a minute. He's not my boss. Like, wait a minute. So they're happily allowing a scammer to give them free promotion, right? They don't have an issue with it. So you can see here, why do people just random people like at Mr. Tweeper? No admin asks anything besides the support system on our site and chat. And that's obviously a tweet from CSGO Polygon showing that they know that Mr. Tweeper exists and saying it's your fault if you get scammed. He's claiming to be your owner on an account. Take some fucking responsibility. These businesses are so fucking dirty. It is unbelievable how dirty they are. Just when you think it can't get worse, it always does somehow. So I asked him, I said, who owns it? And he goes, I don't even know who owns it. And I'm like, I can't believe that. Why are you advertising for them? Who pays you to do that? And he's like, lol. Again, like this guy, like he's just non-stop hilarity. Lol, I'm getting wrecked and exposed as a scammer, lol. Right?
God,
I'm using my code for affiliates. So if I advertise CSGO Polygon, obviously it makes it more believable that I own it. Just look through their Steam groups and stuff. So you've never spoken with anyone who works for them? No. I used to own CSGO Roll, but they tweeted out saying I didn't, so I changed it to Polygon. Unreal, innit? So here's the next thing. I got to ask, why aren't people reporting these Twitter accounts? I'm gonna fucking, I don't care who I have to write to. This is unbelievable. They're using Twitter as a conduit to commit financial crimes on Twitter's platform. Meanwhile, of course, Twitter's all hung up on banning, conservatives or whatever it is they're doing this week. These people are committing fraudulent acts on your platform. Where do we get to do that? Because clearly a report button isn't enough. Because if he scammed that many people and people are clicking, please, I have been scammed Twitter, and they're still letting him be there. That's a disgrace, right? So we're gonna pursue that. So here's the good news, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this elaborate story. First of all, I'm going to move heaven and earth to get all his Twitter accounts shut down. Second of all, I called in a few favors with some of my, how shall we say, private sources. I've got every Steam account this cunt's ever been related to. I'm not going to reveal them all here, but I've got them. So it's not just his blue bot and the one we showed you. We've got his other ones. We've it's all been traced. So we've got like about 4 or 5 accounts in total that he could go onto. I'm gonna message Valve with all of these findings, and hopefully they're gonna just trade ban him immediately and just get him removed from doing what he's doing, which is, like you say, just straight scamming people. There's no fucks given whatsoever. So anyway, all of that is a roundabout way of just saying be fucking careful on the internet, because there's a bunch of fucking scammers and dirty people out there that will just try and take advantage of your nature. If you've been scammed by this guy, definitely get in touch. Any information is going to be useful. If you know of any other big scammers, let's get them. Hit me up. I'm ready to go. But as I said, I'm coming back in a big way on this. I've already got a few sites in my target, and I think we need to really fucking start taking action to get this shut down, because this gambling ban doesn't really seem to have done a lot. Here's how you can help. If you watch this video, Sam, if you'll bring up the contact page for CSGO Polygon, I'd like you guys to maybe get in touch with them. You can see they've got some Gmail accounts here. Why don't you go and ask them why they're allowing a scammer to fake that he owns the website, to legitimize himself, to enable him to commit crimes, why they haven't shut it down or made any efforts on a corporate level to stop this deception. There's all the email addresses there. Feel free to get stuck in. I'm certainly going to be in touch with them. And ultimately, I think it looks like we got to come out for round fucking 2, because we haven't put any of this to bed. This is still going on despite Valve's best efforts, despite the efforts of lawyers. The greed and just depravity that surrounds skins trading right now is just off the fucking wall. It's unbelievable. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how any of these people can, like, who are, even the streamers that just blindly accept the money and promote these scamming services and these scammers and these fake websites, they ought to be fucking ashamed of themselves. And I'm certainly going to make a strong suggestion to Twitch as well, that anybody caught doing this, anybody caught endorsing a product that turns out to be fake or a scam thing, there should be some form of sanction against them. It's the only way you're going to clean this up. People might say, oh, but that's unfair. You have to know what you endorse. If I endorsed if I endorsed Viagra, right, because obviously that's the kind of thing I might like to use, and it turned out to be rat poison and it killed a bunch of people, and I was like, lol, I never use it myself, but they did pay me a lot of money. Lol. I'd expect to get fucked. I'd expect there to be some repercussions for that. And it's madness. It's absolute madness. Just that greed has got everyone's head just turned round backwards. So anyway, that's Mr. Tweeper. Get some, report him on Twitter. Report all his accounts told you about on Twitter. Try and do your bit. I'm going to do mine. And I'll be back with another video about all of this nonsense real soon. Thanks a lot for watching. And until next time, take care.